तमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति।
37. प्रत्यक्त्वेन य आभाति प्रत्यक् बुद्धि प्रमाणकः। तावन्मात्रैकयाथात्म्य मुक्त जात्यादिदृश्यताम्। Atmavare Shrotavyaha. The Shrotavyaha portion is now being concluded and Mantavyaha aspect is being introduced from 38. In stanza 23, only the word meaning of Mantavyaha was given. What exactly is that manana that is described in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad with many illustrations will be explained now. Continuing. एवं श्रोत्रव्य आत्मायं समाप्त श्रवणे विधिः। कथं मन्तव्य इत्यत्र दुन्दुभ्यादि निदर्शनम्। एवं आत्मा श्रोतव्यः एड इति अयं श्रवणे विधिः समाप्तः। अयं श्रवणे विधिः समाप्तः। कथं मन्तव्यः इति अत्र दुन्दुभ्यादि निदर्शनम् एड भवति। दुन्दुभ्यादि निदर्शनम् भवति। Evam, as discussed so far, explained so far, Atma Shrotavyaha, the mandate, the injunction as it were of Shruti, Brihadaranyaka Shruti, Atma Shrotavyaha. One has to inquire into the nature of Atma. First, what was there? Atma Vare Drashtavyaha. Darshana of Atma is essential, for which the means Shrotavyaha, Mantavyaha, Nididhastava. Out of those means, the means that sadhana, the Shrotavyaha, iti, ayam Shravane vidhi. This vidhi, this mandate, this instruction, injunction in the sense, this vidhi is not the vidhi like do something, In Vedas there are saying, do this, that vidhi in terms of doing karma or upasana. Here in terms of inquiry, that instruction, vidhi, instruction, what for instruction for what? Shravane vidhi. Shravane, to take to inquiry of what the nature of Atma is. This vidhi samaptaha is over. So that means whatever that needs to be told, in brief of course, and what, who, Yajnavalkya taught it to Maitreyi, so that aspect is over now. Then what is the next topic? Katham mantavyaha iti atra. As regards how the manana has to be taken to. What was the instruction there? Drashtavyaha, Shrotavyaha, then comes Mantavyaha and Nididhastavyaha. So now, Katham mantavyaha, how that manana as regards to the Atma Swarupa is to be taken to based on the Shravana. This is iti atra, to this effect, Dundubhyadi nidarshanam bhavati. There are the illustrations given in the Shruti. What are those? Dundubhyadi. Dundubhi is a large kettle drum. In the Marathi, Nagara. And in the fort, etc., they used to have keep in the top. And that to beat that Nagara, the large kettle drum. So Dundubhyadi. Adi for many other illustrations are being given. We'll be seeing one by one. Shankha, Veena, Agni, then Samudra and Khilya. These are the illustrations that are going to come. So these illustrations are given to describe the sthiti of the creation, utpatti, origin of the creation, and laya, dissolution of the creation. See, Shankha, Dundubi, Shankha, Veena, these three illustrations are meant for describing the sthiti, the sustaining period, sustaining aspect of the creation. Agni, the illustration of fire, is for utpatti, and samudra, the ocean, and khilyaha means lump of salt. Khilya is lump of salt, illustration of lump of salt. So these will be for laya. So that will be described one by one. So dundubhyadi nidarshanam, the illustration bhavati means these illustrations are given there in the Shruti by Yajnavalkya. So now let us say one by one. See what for these are given? To show that the entire Jagat has no existence apart from Chaitanya Swarupa Atma. So for which it is shown now, it is going to be shown that the Jagat is born of Chaitanya, Jagat exists in Chaitanya, Jagat merges back in Chaitanya, Chaitanya is the one that permeates in and through the entire creation during the Srishti, Sthiti, Laya. When this is the case, the conclusion is what? Jagat comes and goes, false, the basis is nothing but Chaitanya. Jagat is Adhyastha and the basis is Chaitanya only. That is going to be shown. So that is like this. The Jagat doesn't exist other than Atma in the Sthiti Kala. When it continues, it has no existence apart from Chaitanya Rupa Atma. While being born also, it has no existence apart from Chaitanya Rupa Atma. When it gets destroyed also, it merges back where? Only in Atma. So that is what is there. Jagat Atma Vyatirekena, other than Atma Swarupa, Sthiti Kale, at the time of the sustenance, continuance, Utpatti Kale, at the time of its birth, starting, Laya Kale cha, at the time of dissolution, Nasti. Means Jagat Atma Vyatirekena Nasti. The Jagat cannot exist apart from Atma. Whether it is Sthiti Kala, Utpatti Kala or Laya Kala. So why? The reason is Atmani Kalpitatva. Jagat is something which is Kalpita, falsely projected on Atma. Just as the snake is Kalpita in rope. So like that, Jagat Atmani Kalpitatva. So a rule is being given, Sarvam iti adhyastam chidanvaya. This will come in stanza 49. Sarvam chiti adhyastam chidanvaya. A rule given. Sarvam chiti adhyastam. Stanza 49. It is not exactly, but this is from stanza 49. So everything is what? Chiti means in Chaitanya Rupa Atma. Adhyastam is what? Superimposed. How do you say so? Chidanvaya. Because there is anvaya, continuance, permeation of Chaitanya in and through the Jagat in all these states. What can permeate a given thing in and through all the states? Only its base is the cause. The basic cause only can permeate in and through all this. For example, golden ornament, born of gold, continue to be in the gold. Even after destroyed, they what? They remain to be gold. Like that. So this is the postulate. Sarvam chiti adhyastam chidanvayat. To this effect, there are many illustrations given in the Shruti. And they are, as you have seen, Sthiti Kale, that is Dundubi, Shankha, Veena. So these are the three examples. So Sthiti Kale, you can make a note if you want, stanza 40 to 49. Stanza 40 to 49 describe the Chidanvaya in Sthiti Kala based on these three illustrations, Dundubi, Shankha, the conch, and Veena. Then Utpatti Kale Agni Drishtanta corresponds to stanzas 50 to 57. 50 to 57, during Utpatti Kala, so how Chidanvaya will be there, is explained in the illustration of Agni Drishtanta. Laya Kale samudraha khilyaha cha. Stanzas 58 to 60. So in this manner, so how Chaitanya permeates in and through the Jagat is being explained with the help of these illustrations. So in this stanza, let us see now. Same, these illustrations are introduced. Sthitau janau laye petat jagatma tirekataha Nasti te tat kramenatra drishtantai pratipadyate. Kramenatra, correct it. It is na there, it should be na. Anvaya. Etat jagat sthitau janau laye api Atmatirekataha nasti iti etat atra kramena drishtantaihi pratipadyate. Atra kramena drishtantaihi pratipadyate. Etat jagat, this jagat. So what is this? This jagat in these three states has no existence apart from Chaitanya Rupa Atma. So etat jagat Sthitau, in sthiti, means during its period of continuance. Janau, jani means utpatti, its locative, janau, utpattau, in the creation, while being created, while being born, the world, jagat, when being born, again, laye api, also in laya, the pralaya. See, keep the order. First, it is not first utpatti is not given. First given is sthiti, then utpatti, and then laya. This is the order in which the illustrations are being given. So, sthitau, janau, laye api, atmati rekataha nasti. It has no existence apart from Atma. It doesn't exist apart from Atma. If Atma were not there, no Utpatti, no Sthiti, no Laya of Jagat. Iti eta, this fact, atra means in the Brihadaranyaka Shruti, kramena, in the order. Which order? As you have seen, Sthiti, Jani and Laya, in this order, Drishtantaihi pratipadyate, is being now pratipadyate, explained with the help of illustration, drishtantai. What are the drishtantai you have seen? Dundubhishanka Veena, then Agni, Samudra and Khilya. So with the help of this illustration, it is going to be shown now that Atma has no existence apart from Chaitanya Rupa Atma in Sthiti, Utpatti and Laya. Now Dundubi Drishtanta, the kettle drum illustration is now being explained now here. So, before that we can see what that Dundubi Drishtanta is. We can have some idea about the Dundubi Drishtanta. It is Brihadaranyaka 247. Brihadaranyaka 247, the illustration is like this. Sayatha Dundubhehe Hanyamanasya na bahyan shabdan shaknuyat grahanaya. Dundubhestu grahanena dundubhyaghatasya va shabdaha grihitaha. So this is the illustration. Dundubhehe hanyamanasya. When the large kettle drum is being beaten. I hope did you visit any fort in Rajasthan, etc.? I think, but you will not hear beating. You should hear in the temples, etc. In where Gujarat, in some temples, you know what they have done, Actually, during Aarti, etc., they have to beat it. Now, they have to employ someone who is available. They have kept a mechanical device, and all dham, all one by one, dham. It happened, we happened to go there at the Narmada Bank in the temple. One temple, we reached at the dusk time. and it was being clothed. Of course, the person who saw us and was kind enough to open it, even Sanctum Sanctorum was being, Shiva temple, it was being opened. But Girish Bhai also was there. What happened was, while putting on the switch, he put on the switch of the dhamadam. And it started making, because actually local people know that it's not Artik time, etc. because it's now closing. Arti was long back over. We were also not knowing what is happening. Dhamadam. Suddenly the fellow realized the mistake and he put it off like that. So all exactly like this, all dundubi, etc. all sounds come there. But they are mixture of so many things. Okay, that's fine. So now, so here, so in the forts, etc., sometimes they demonstrate also by playing. So dundubi, now say, dundubehe hanyamanasya. So when it is being beaten. Now it is, literally it is, when it is being beaten. That is not the meaning what is taken to be taken here. What is meant by Shruti is the general sound of the beating of the dundubi. When you beat that, whatever general sound comes, that is what is meant by upalakshana. It is upalakshana. When the dundubi is beaten means that dundubi shabda samanya. The general sound is coming or not. That is what is to be taken by dundubehe hanyamanasya. What happens when it is being, that is when you, that is the, when that is there, na bahyan shabdan shaknuyat grahanaya. What is bahya shabda here? Bahir bhutan. Bahir bhutan means, see, there is, when a dundubi is being beaten, it is not simply dum 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 dum. There is a purpose. Suppose there is attack on the fort. So what they do? People are there in there saying, they start beating in such a manner, there is a tone of heroism, valor. And what happens? All soldiers, etc., with a sword and this, they come. So that is what? That is the Vishesha. General sound is coming, but the particular Vishesha is there. What is that? A sound of heroism. Or there are many tones are there. For band, no, band, etc. So the victory march, sometimes funeral retreat, funeral march also is there. Funeral also is there. Of course, that's also I had come many years back. I had told once. I was at Nagpur. Somebody told an old story. During British time, one youngster's marriage was there. And who is the young fellow? The son of a district collector, Indian, okay? Indian. And he was to be married to a daughter from a very rich family. But this rich family was patriotic, means they had that satyagraha, etc. They were taking part, etc. They had put one condition, because in those days, son of a collector means a big fellow. So that is there. So they had made one request. See, during the marriage, we will not have band or anything as such. We will not miss anything foreign, we will not. Means that Indian only as such. The father of the boy had agreed, because they are a nice family, very good, character-wise, etc., very good family, etc., rich also, they had agreed. But during the marriage, the wife of the collector said, see, at least my only son's marriage, you should have a band. Say, look, we had the proper understanding. Generally, it has to be arranged by a girls' party. So we had understanding. There is no point in asking them. It doesn't matter. Let them not have. We'll pay and we'll bring it. Because she wanted to have the band as such. So we won't ask them to bring it. We'll pay for that and you'll have it. And she insisted, so not to displease her, what happened. So he got the band. And the marriage was going on. The DSP, District Superintendent of Police, was an Englishman. And the collector means they are friends as well. He also was invited. This man with his wife, English lady, came. And the band is going on. This lady straight away went where the band was playing and she was spitting fire with them. Stop it! Because an English lady, whose wife? Those days, DSP's wife, and is so angry and says, stop it! And she shouted. Neither other people knew nor the people who were playing the band knew. Do you know what was happening? They were playing the funeral toast they were playing, and neither the band players know it nor anybody. They are happy. What is that? English band is being played. She knows what it is, marriage and funeral. This thing there. So this is happening. It happened others. Some years back, I was at the Bhaida's auditorium. I was staying somewhere. On that hall, some Jain group had some puja. Private this thing. They had hired the hall and puja was going on. And very sophisticated orchestra was brought. Not simple playing the cassettes, etc. And the orchestra was being played. Now, whatever it may be, whether Jain or whoever they may be, puja means something which is auspicious. You know, I could hear the tone. I don't know much filmy music, but I was hearing Kurbani. During those days, some film song was there. Now it is maybe out of date. Kurbani. I could make out that is the tone that is going on. Kurbani. I thought of telling these people. But anyway, they are in their own mood, let them go as well. So they don't. Anyway, whatever it may be. Now, Dundubi, it is not just for a joke, etc. There is a purpose. Suppose there is a victory march. They have defeated the soldier. So with a victory march, etc. So that is what is Bahya Shabda. So you should know what is meant by the Shruti here. So, Dundube Hanyamanasya speaks of general sound as such, whereas Bahyan means Bahyan Shabdan refers to the Dundubi Shabda Vishesha. The specific type of, that is what the tone that is there, for what purpose it is meant, all that is included in that. So, he says what is meant here is, unless you grasp the general sound of the Dundubi, you will not be able to grasp the particular tone that is involved there. Now, this is one Vishesha. Further Vishesha is there. Suppose, let us say, victory march is there, or let us say, what is that? Heroism. The further is there, Ucha, Nicha can be there. The pitch can be high, pitch can be low, pitch can be moderate. Again, that also you will not be able to grasp unless you grasp what? The Samanya Shabda, Vishesha Shabda, then only you will be able to grasp that. So without the basic, you will not be missed. In the last Vishesha, in between Vishesha, Samanya is bound to be included. Without the one, the other, subsequent will not be grasped at all. So that is what is meant there. Na bahyan shabdan shaknuyat grahanaya. So how can it be grasped then? Dundubhestu grahanena. If you grasp the sound of the Dundubi, the Samanya general, the sound of that, so what happened? Dundubhyaghatasya. So means that Dundubhyaghatasya va shabdaha grihitaha. Here Dundubi Aghata stands for Shabda Vishesha, like the tone of heroism. And Va Shabdaha, that Shabdaha stands for further Vishesha, Ucha Nicha. So it will be clear, but you keep in mind the general sound of the Dundubi, then particular tone, etc., Vishesha of the Dundubi Shabda, then still further Ucha Nicha Vishesha of the Vishesha Shabda. These three, that means the types of sounds are being now taken for illustration. So this is the background. Let us take now the stanza 40 and 41. So in there that by mistake 140 is there, it is 40. Yatha dundubi shabdatva samanyaduthitan pruthak. Yatha dundubi shabdatva Nadatum shaknuyat kaschid visheshanasiki koshavat. Nadatum shaknuyat kaschid visheshanasiki koshavat. Yatha dundubi shabdatva samanya utthitan kaschid visheshan. Add Shabda Samanya Vyatirekena. Add Shabda Samanya Vyatirekena. Continue. Asikoshavat. Asikoshavat. Pruthak Adatum Na Shaknuyat. पृथक आदातुम न शक्नुयात्. Yatha, just as Dundubhi Shabdatva Samanya Utthita. Uttitan, born of what? Dundubhi Shabdatva Samanya means from the Samanya Shabda, the general sound of the Dundubi when it is being beaten. So, Uttitan, born, what are the Uttitan? Kaschit Shabda Vishesha. Kaschit Shabda Vishesha means some Vishesha Shabda. Vishesha Shabda in the sense, the sound with some, that is a tone or some purpose. Kaschit Vishesha Shabdan, that is what is called Kaschit Visheshan Vishabdan. Now, if you have to grasp, he says, it is not possible unless you grasp the general sound. That is what is to be taken as Shabda Samanya Vetireke. Other than means without grasping Shabda Samanya, the general sound of the Dubdvi, you can't grasp them distinctly. How? Asikoshavat. Asikosha means an illustration. Asi and kosha. What is asi? A sword. Kosha is the sheath. See, the sword is kept in the sheath. You know what is sheath? Sheath. Not Konkani sheath. You know, in Konkani sheath means boiled rice. I am tempted to tell something. Okay. So, I was teaching in one particular center as such. So, I told, see, so many years you are learning, so you get hold of some bakras and start teaching. So that you will have manana as such. So one lady caught hold of the husband only. And the husband was the poor victim of her teaching. And she must have gone banging. And that house was near to the class only as such. One day, and they happened to be Konkani. One day this fellow came before the class and he started and slowly came to the topic. She is telling me all these things. I can't understand. It is something sheath. What sheath? I know only this. Which sheath I know? Boiled rice. She talking of some sheath and I can't. Please tell. It was a torture for him as that. Please tell her to spare me. She must have told, Swami just told like this. So then I had to tell the lady, please don't bother him. That way he was reading Jnaneshwari, etc. He was a very pious person. Jnaneshwari, etc. he was reading. But somehow this Veda, either it didn't click in or the way she was presenting may not have, that also is possible. Not that he has a grudge against Vedanta. She must be talking something as such which must have gone over his head. So like that. So not sheath. Sheath, the man, no? That the sheath and this. Now see, though the sword is in the sheath, sword is different, sheath is different. So also here, Samanya Shabda, Vishesha Shabda, distinct. But without Samanya Shabda, Vishesh Shabda you can't grasp. So that is Asikoshavat, as distinct as the sword and the sheath, is it Pruthak Adatum. Pruthak Adatum. Adatum means to grasp. How? Pruthak, distinctly. So, Pruthak Adatum na shaknuya. It is not possible. So what is that? If you have to grasp that is the Vishesha Shabda distinctly, you should be aware of the Samanya Shabda. See, leaving Samanya Shabda, you can't say, this is that is what? The tune of heroism or something you can't say like that. Now the Drishtanta, now Darshtanta, as regards the Atma. Tadvadatma-tirekena natmi-yortho managapi. Yata samikšitum šakyastena rajju sarpavat. Rajju, Ukara is missing there, Rajja is there. Rajju sarpavat. Tadvat Atmatirekena Atmiyaha Arthaha Yataha Managapi Samikshitum Na Shakyaha Tena Asau Rajju Sarpavat. Rajju Sarpavat, add Kalpitaha. Rajju Sarpavat, Kalpitaha. Tadvad Atmatirekena Atmiyaha Arthaha Yataha Managapi Samikshitum Na Shakyaha Tena Asau Rajju Sarpavat, add Kalpitaha. Tadvat, like the illustration of Dundhuvi Samanya Shabda and Vishesh Shabda. So Vishesh Shabda cannot be grasped without the Samanya. So also Tadvat in the same manner. Atmatirekena. Atmatirekena means without Atma means independent of Atma. Without Atma in the sense independent of Atma. So Atmatirekena Atmiyaha Arthaha. Atmiyaha Arthaha. Arthaha, anything, object, being or event. What is that? Atmiya. Literally, Atmiya means related to Atma. In our mother tongue, etc., Atmiya means who is called Atmiya? Very near and dear. It means what? Related to Atma. So that is what Atmi. Here, related to Atma. How it can be related to Atma? What is related to Atma? Atma is Asanga. How do you say related to Atma? Poor Atma has no relatives also. एक अकेला ही है. That is good. There is a saying. Marathi say, एक जीव सदाशिव. एक जीव सदाशिव they say. So a single person is not always what? He can be at it, provided he knows the truth. Otherwise, gadbad ho jayega. It will be a miserable life. So therefore he say, so what is that now? Yes, some relation is there. What is that? Adhisthana and Adhyastha. So therefore, Atmiya means, Atmiya Artha means Adhyasthaha Arthaha. That's the only relation. No other relation is ever possible because Atma is Asanga. So that being the case, so that is related to Atma means the Adhyasthaha Arthaha. The Artha means entire Jagat. The things etc. means the entire Jagat. Related how? As the superimposed on the substratum Adhisthana Atma. Atmiya Arthaha, he says. Yataha, Yasmat, because of the reason. What is that? He says, Managapi, even a little. Managapi, Samikshitum, to consider, to see, to cognize, or to take into account. To cognize, to see, or take into account, consider, Samikshitum, Managapi, even a little of it to consider, or to cognize, he says, Na Shakyaha. Is not possible. Is it so? You have to verify yourself. What he says? He says, Atmiya Artha means any blessed thing in the creation. Whatever. Whether object, beings, or events, thoughts, whatever it may be. Is it not? What he says is, you cannot cognize them, you cannot consider them, you can't take into account without Chaitanya Atma. Is it so? You have to verify. How says, look here. Any cognition, how is it possible to us? Where all we go, means all our experiences. Where all we get the experiences, we can't go into the each and every individual experience because there are no count of that. Okay, we have to have 3 divisions. What are those? Waking state experiences, dream state experiences, deep sleep state experiences. Come whatsoever, whichever experience may be of whatever type it can be, what is the channel of our experience? Vrittis, either sthula antakarana vrittis or sukshma avidya vrittis. Waking and dream, all that we cognize is through the antakarana vritti. Distinction between waking and dream is what? See, what we experience in the waking, Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa Gandha, is presented to Vishayakara Antakarana Vritti. Again in dream also, Antakarana Vritti is only present. The distinction is, in the waking, corresponding gross objects are there. In the dream, corresponding gross objects are not there. But common factor is, Sthula Antakarana Vrittis are the channels which give the experience of all these things. Sthula Antakarana Vrittis give us that means the details of specific features of those Vishayas. But final experience is because of what? Antakarana Vrittis on their own cannot give the experience. What is required? Chaitanya. If Chaitanya were not there, mere Antakarana Vrittis cannot give you any blessed experience, is it not? So therefore, all cognition of waking and dream experience is possible on account of Chaitanya. In sleep, what gives us the Sukshma Avidyakara Ajnana Vrittis? Again, they are inert in nature. What is required? Chaitanya. So without Chaitanya, what can you grasp? It says, Chaitanya. Atmatirekena, independent of Atma, that is Chaitanya, Atmiyahartha, all the thing that is superimposed on Atma Sarupa, Managapi, even a little of it, the Samikshitum, to consider, to cognize, na shakyaha, is not possible, because without Chaitanya Sarupa Atma, there is neither the cognizer pramata nor the cognition possible. See, to experience, who is necessary first? Experiencer. The knower must be there. He is possible provided Chaitanya is there. Again, even the cognition also is possible, as you have seen in terms of Antakarana Vrittis through Chaitanya. So therefore he says, so it is just not possible. So therefore, Tena means tasmat, because of that reason. Asau means arthaha. Asau stands for this arthaha. This artha, atmiyaha artha, anything that is superimposed on Atma Sarupa. It says Rajju Sarpavat. Rajju Sarpavat is Rajjau Sarpavat. Like the Sarpa in Rajju Kalpitaha. Kalpitaha is what? Superimposed, falsely projected. So these two stanzas, 40 and 41, have explained this much a phrase of Shruti. What is it? Na bahyan shabdan shaknuyad grahanaya. In that Shruti 247, Sayatha dundubhehe hanyamanasya na bahyan shabdan shaknuyad grahanaya. So that is explained in 40 and 41. The subsequent Shruti portion, the meaning of that is being given in 42 to 44. Stage by stage he is now explaining. So the subsequent portion is what? Shruti. Dundubhestu grahanena dundubhyaghatasya Dundubhyaghatasya va shabdaha grihitaha. This portion is now being explained, 42 to 44. Dundubhestu grahanena. Dundubi we have seen, Dundubi shabda samanya, general sound of the Dundubi, grahanena by its graph. Dundubhyaghatasya. Dundubhyaghata stands for the Dundubi shabda vishesha, like heroism, etc. Again, va shabdaha. That we have seen, Va Shabda stands for Vishesha Vishesha, like the low, high pitch of the Vishesha, heroism, etc. So that is what now. So these three words we should keep in mind. Of course, he is explaining now. Let us see. Samanyam tad visheshascha tad vishesha iti trayaha. Dundubhistasya chaghata shabdastete bhiriritaha. Samanyam, put in inverted comma, 1. Tad visheshascha, another inverted comma. Tad visheshaha, third on inverted comma. Iti trayaha. Dundubhihi, further inverted comma for dundubhi, one word. Tasya chaghataha, another inverted comma, this both together. Tasya chaghataha. Shabdaha, another inverted comma, shabdaha. Cha iti bhihi, cha iti ebhihi iritaha. Iti ebhihi iritaha. So author gives us the meaning of these three words from the Shruti. They are Dundubhi, Tasya Dundubhi Tasya Aghatami, Dundubhya Aghata, and Shabdaha, Va Shabdaha. What is meant by that? He says the meanings are corresponding like this. Samanyam means the Samanya Shabda. Tad Visheshaha, a specific feature of Samanya Shabda. A victory march or a tone of heroism, like that, Vishesha. Then, Tad Visheshaha. What is Tad Visheshaha? See, there is two Vishesha. Samanyam Tad Visheshaha, Tad Visheshaha. Earlier Tad stands for Samanyam, earlier Tad Vishesha stands for, if you want, you can note the noun for the pronoun Tad. First Tad Vishesha stands for Samanya Vishesha. Then second Tad Vishesha means Vishesha Vishesha. What will happen? Samanya Vishesha Vishesha. I hope you have got or confused now. Understood or confused? See, Samanya Shabda, it's Vishesha. A specific tone, okay? Now, further its Vishesha means the further Vishesha distinction of the specific tone, that's all. So, therefore, the second Tad Visheshaha you have to take as Visheshasya Visheshaha, and that Visheshasya stands for Samanya Visheshasya Vishesha. So, these, the general sound, the specific sound, and the further peculiarities of the specific sound, iti trayaha, these three meanings are indicated by these three words in the Shruti. What are those? Dundubhihi. Dundubhi stands for which word now? Samanya Shabda. Tasya cha aghata. Dundubhi. Tasya cha aghataha. That means Tasya cha aghata stands for Dundubhyaghata. Stands for what? Tad Vishesha, the specific sound. Again, Shabdaha, Va Shabdaha is there in the Shruti, that stands for Tad Vishesha, means Visheshasya Vishesha. He is giving specifically what they are. Iti ebhihi iritaha. So they are told where? In the Shruti. So because he gives the meaning of what is meant by Shruti statement. So now what exactly the distinct feature of these three sounds? That Samanya, Tadvishesha and Tadvishesha, that is that being now described. That is the Swarupa, that is the nature of the three sounds are being shown now distinctly. Samanyam daundubha shabdo viradirasa sanyutaha. Samanyam daundubha shabdo Visheshastad visheshastu nichochadi vibhedinaha. Anvaya Samanyam daundubha shabdaha. Add ekaha. You can put comma. Ekaha. Viradi rasa sanyutaha. Further add Dundubhi Shabdaha. Continue Visheshaha. Add Dvitiyaha. Put comma. Viradi Rasa Sanyutaha. add Dundubi Shabdaha, not Dundubi Shabdaha, Dundubi Shabda Vishesha. It should be that way. For Vishesha, you can add Dundubi Shabda Vishesha. So, Viradiras Sanyutaha, Dundubi Shabda Visheshaha. Further add Dvitiyaha, comma, Tad Visheshastu. Add Tritiyaha. No, not that way. No, don't take that way. After Dvitiyaha, take straight away Nichochadi Vibhedinaha. After adding of Dvitiyaha, take Nichochadi Vibhedinaha. Tad Visheshastu. Add Tritiyaha. Nichochadi Vibhedinaha. Tad Visheshastu. Add Tritiyaha. So these are the features of these three types of sound. Samanyam Daundubhaha Shabdaha. So Samanya Shabda is what? Daundubhaha. What is Daundubhaha? Belonging to Dundubi. Born of Dundubi Shabda. That is one. The first one Samanya was told. Then the second one was Tad Vishesha. What is that Tad Vishesha? Viradi Rasa Sanyutaha. So with the specific feature like heroism, valor or victory march, so like that. So that is what Viradi Rasa Sanyutaha Dundubi Shabda Vishesha. The specific sound of the Dundubi, that is Dvitiya. What is Dvitiya? Termed as Tad Visheshaha. Then Nichochadi Vibhedinaha. The Vishesha Shabda with the distinction of what? Nicha means low pitch. Ucha, high pitch. So, Nicha means not otherwise. Here, Nicha means low pitch, Ucha, high pitch, etc. Vibhedinaha. With such distinction, that is Tad Visheshaha. That Tad Visheshaha, the third one, Tritiyaha. Tad Vishesha means Dundubi Shabda Vishesha Visheshaha. Because first general, then particular, then sub-particular. In the particular, sub-categories are there. So there are three types of sound. Vibhedinaha. So these are the three types of sound. Now what happens? Last one is what? The sub-particular. Sub-particular sound cannot be grasped without the particular sound. The particular sound cannot be grasped without the general sound. So therefore, the subcategory gets included in the specific category, and the specific category gets included in the ordinary Samanya category. So how they are interdependent. Without the earlier one, the subsequent one cannot be grasped at all. So that means, the subsequent one gets their existence because of the previous one. That is what is to be pointed out. So now he says the Vishesha gets included in the Vishesha, and the Vishesha gets included in the Samanya. So that is now being shown. Nichadi bhedina shabda viradi rasa sanyute. Antarbhavanti sopyantarbhutasya daundubhadvanam. Nichadi bhedinaha shabdaha viradi rasa sanyute. Add shabde antaha bhavanti. Antarbhavanti saha api daundubhadvanau antarbhutaha sya. Saha api daundubhadvanau antarbhutaha sya. Nichadi bhedinaha shabdaha. The word, that means the sound. Now Shabda don't take as word here, okay? Shabda also means sound. Generally we are accustomed for what Shabda means word. That is the mother tongue. But Shabda, in mother tongue also, Shabda also stands for sound. But generally we don't use that word. Shabda is for words, but here sound. So he says, Nichadi Bhedinaha Shabdaha. The sounds with high and low pitch. So the sounds with the low and high pitch. So where are they included? They are dependent on Viradi Rasa Sanyute Shabde Antarbhavanti. Antarbhavanti. They get included. They are dependent on the words. What type of, not words, the sounds. What type of sound? Viradi Rasa Sanyute. The sound having the particular tone like heroism, etc. Antarbhavanti. Sahapi means the Viradi Shabdaha api. Saha stands for Viradi Shabda api. The tone of heroism, etc. What happens? Daundubha Dhvanau. In the general sound, Daundubha Dhvani is the Samanya. In the general sound of the Dundbi, Antarbhutaha Sya gets included or depends on them. So means the high-low pitch depends on the specific sound. Specific sound depends on the Samanya, general sound. Other way also now. Without the general sound, specific sound has no existence. Without the specific sound, the high-low pitch, the sound pitch has no existence. That is how it is to be seen. So that is now, this is explained with respect to which example, illustration, Dundubhi. Same thing is now extended to Shankha Drishtanta and Veena Drishtanta. The illustration of conch and veena in the Brihadaranyaka 249, its meaning is now being given. Evam shankhepi veenayam yojayitva tatah punaha. Evam shankhepi veenayam yojayitva tatah punaha. First punaha, correct for tataha. At Tippani it is given. Tippani 2, tataha punaha. That is according to Vartika Sara, it is a better one. Punah punah can be also 10, but tataha punaha is better. Evam shankhepi veenayam yojayitva tatah punaha. Evam shankhepi veenayam yojayitva tatah punaha. Shankha dundubhi veenakhya dhvani nanyatra yojayet. Shankha dundubhi veenakhya dhvani nanyatra yojayet. First, he asks us to apply the Dundubhi Drishtanta to Shankha and Veena. Then the Shankha, Veena, Dundubhi Drishtanta to any sound in general. You can go on doing exercise accordingly. Just to see the truth of it. Evam Shankhe Veenayam api Yojayitva Tataha Punaha Shankha Dundubhi Veenakhya Dhvanim Anyatra Yojayet. Dhvanim Anyatra Yojayet. Evam means like Dundubhi Drishtanta. Dundubhi Drishtantavat. Like that Drishtanta, illustration of Dundubhi. Veenayam api. Also in the Veena. In the Veena also. Veenayam api. Shankhe Veenayam api. In the Shankha, in the conch, and the Veena, in the Veena also. That's true. Shankha also means a particular general sound, a particular tone, then high, low pitch. Veena also will be there. Different moods, etc. can be explained in the Veena. So that is how possible. So therefore, Veenayam api. Api means here cha, and. Api in the sense of and here. Yojayitva, having applied. Tataha punaha means thereafter. What should be done? Shankha dundubhi veenakhya dhvani. These sounds of what? That is the drum, conch, drum and veena. So, see, anyatra yojayet. Anyatra yojayet means, so you apply it in sound in general. See, look. The sound of kettle drum is one, conch is another, veena still another. But they also are specific sounds or not? There is a sound in general. It is called Mahashabda Samanya. Something sound in general in creation, and sound is characteristic feature of what? Akasha. So, sound in general, so they get included where? In sound in general. Just as the high-low pitch gets included where? In the specific sound in the general sound, the general sound in general, the Mahashabda Samanya. So that is the, so I am talking, this also is a sound also, is it not? The car is running, there is a sound. The horn is being blown, sound is there. So like that, how many sounds are there? Any number of sounds. But all are in what? In sound in general. That is what called Mahashabda Ramani, in the main sound in general. Yojayet means be applied. In the sense, without that main sound in general, Mahashabda Samanya, Samanya Shabda is not there. Without Samanya Shabda, Vishesha Shabda is not there. Without Vishesha, Vishesha Shabda is not there. And reverse order also. The latter cannot exist apart from the former. So that is how it is. All this is meant for what? To show, keep in. Otherwise, don't get carried away with the illustration. Don't think that Yad Neval kya or Vidya thinks you to be Buddhu, that you don't know such a common thing. So what he wants to point out? Likewise, Jagat has no existence apart from Chaitanya in the Sthiti, Utpatti and Laya. Now we are talking of Sthiti only. We are talking of Sthiti only. So that should be kept in the mind. Otherwise, no, story goes on and then what? You forget what for it is. You understand, but understand means what is the purpose? Mere Drishtanta is of no use. What is applied? Come on, tell me, what are we doing now? What is the main topic here now? Presently it comes. Manana. Remember, it is Manana. Shravana for Atma Swarupa Vichara. Now, Manana. And in that Manana, what is shown? Entire Jagat has no existence apart from Chaitanya. How? These are the illustrations. So that with these illustrations, we should ruminate in such a manner that in our life, from morning you wake up until you go to bed, including the experience of sleep, has no existence apart from Chaitanya. All these are superimposed. Basis is what? Chaitanya. And what we do? We forget that only that Chaitanya and get preoccupied in all the rest of the thing and then scream, Ayyo, samsara, samsara, samsara. That is what is there. So that is what now what we have to do? Reverse it now. Reverse it. See, how far is Atma from you now? Come on. Anybody who can dare to be away from Atma, dare I would say, dare to be away from Atma even fractional, microsecond, microsecond fraction of it. Is it possible? And see how great we are. What is it? Pata hi nahi hai kya Atma karke. So the mind is preoccupied with the rest of things. For that manana, repeated what? Dwell on this illustration and corresponding darshanta you dwell, and then that is what manana. So that's slowly what happens. Yes, this is the truth. This is the truth. It dawns. So that further that mode of manana will be explained.
Om Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahimahesha Brahmanebhya Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Vashadu Bhajanya पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओम् श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम्